Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Look, man, Amanda Serrano, arguably the greatest woman boxer of all time. Of course, you got Clarissa Shields, who is self-proclaimed, but she has every right to feel that she's the greatest woman of all time when it comes to boxing, because what she's done from an amateur to a pro is nothing short of amazing. But what Amanda Serrano has done is nothing short of amazing as well. Matter of fact, Serrano is returning this weekend against Reina Téllez. Now, this is going to be a very fun fight, a very competitive fight. But what I want to underscore here, for those who don't know, Amanda Serrano, she is the standard. There's a lot of conversations about Caroline Dubois, and she's a great fighter. Alicia Baumgartner, great fighter. Holly Holm, Michaela Mayer, my homegirl Shadesha Green, my homegirl Hannah Gabriels. Then of course you got Savannah Marshall. You got a lot of females out there who are getting busy. Okay, but and Katie Taylor is no joke. But what I want to do is make sure that I say this: that Amanda Serrano, with everything she's done, all the work she's put in up to this point, she's no longer just a champion. Katie Taylor, too. They're no longer just champions. These women are the standard when it comes to boxing. But this video is about Amanda Serrano. She is a standard. She is the standard. When you talk whole person concept and what you want to see in a fighter, female fighter in particular, because it's already so hard out here in the world for women, especially in sports, like a sport like boxing, and she is getting it right. All the way across the board, Katie Taylor as well. These other fighters, if they put more work in, they will know if they can remain consistent. Now, I don't think I've heard Amanda Serrano cuss and carry on and use the N-word and MF and B's this and B's that. I don't think I've ever heard her talk like that. Now, remember, I don't live on the internet like some of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Katie Taylor, for sure, I don't even think she uses profanity. But the bottom line is, Serrano, any fight involving her at this stage in her career, for her, it's not just about winning rounds. It's not just about winning rounds. It's about cementing legacy, answering historical questions, and separating herself from every other woman who ever laced up gloves. She's been putting in work for a long time. Now, that being said, the matchup with Reina Téllez may not be the biggest name on paper, but this fight represents something deeper for Amanda Serrano, and everybody should be paying attention. An opportunity for her sustaining greatness, defending legacy, proving dominance across eras, styles, divisions. That is a very big deal, proving dominance across eras, different styles, and multiple divisions. This is the type of fight legends take after they've already conquered the mountain. And she took on very stiff, tough, difficult challenges. And I'm going to tell you, the Katie Taylor fights elevated Amanda Serrano and elevated Katie Taylor. Those fights weren't easy. Those fights were very competitive, and you saw that in every round, the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, and that's why to this day, some people feel Serrano won all three. Some people felt Katie Taylor won all three. Some people feel it's 2-1 for either side, 1-2 for either side. But some people feel it's each fight should have been a draw. That's how you know you created magic with someone and you elevate your profiles. And those two women for sure belong in the Hall of Fame, not just because of winning championships, not just because of moving up and down divisions, but because of them getting in fights where there was doubt on who would win. If you're getting in fights, and for the most part, you know you're going to win, and you're openly bragging, knowing that you can just go in the ring and street fight and beat them up because you know you're going to win, you don't deserve to go into a Hall of Fame because you never got outside of your comfort zone. You don't deserve to be called the greatest woman of anything, the greatest cherry picker. So that's why women should be careful and boxers, when they come out, any athlete, when they start talking that shit about, oh, we already knew. We sparred him, or we this, a person is this and that. We knew we could. That's why I didn't really bring in a game plan. I just went and just street fought him, and I knew I could beat him anyway. What kind of thing is that to say to your fans? Especially fans who want to argue about your greatness. That's one thing about Amanda Serrano. She's never done that. That's why at this point in her career, she's not chasing fame. She don't need validation. Everybody knows Amanda Serrano's the truth. Win, lose, or draw, they know she's the truth. But what she's after right now, historical separation. She's not looking for an opportunity to get back to the world's biggest stage. She's just out here chasing historical separation. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Amanda Serrano is the standard. And is arguably, to many, the greatest woman of all time. The real GWOAT. Now, you see, Amanda Serrano, I think is 6. I know Pacquiao's 8. I think she's bubbled up across multiple divisions. I think she won recognized world titles in super flyweight, bantamweight, featherweight, super featherweight, lightweight, welterweight. I don't know if it's 7. I know 6. But it doesn't matter. What does matter is weight jumping isn't symbolic. It's physically brutal. Each division demands different durability, speed, and power trade-offs, especially for a smaller fighter to go up. When you're a big fighter and you're cutting down to the smaller divisions and then you go up, you don't get no respect. You basically went down there, man, and suffered to get down there so you could weight bully. Instead of you being in a division where there's real stiff competition and banging. And unfortunately, if you're in a division where there's no real competition, you can't fault the fighter. But if you want to prove that you're the greatest, cut that weight and get down to a weight division to where you can fight in very competitive fights, 50-50 fights, to where fight fans are going to say, shit, we don't know who's going to win. Each division demands different types of durability, speed, power trade-offs. Amanda Serrano stepped up to the plate every time she moved up in weight, every time she moved down in weight. She found a way to win and found a way to figure it out. And even in her losses, most people still feel that she probably deserved a draw, if not a win. But the thing to understand is when you look at what Serrano did, fighters usually struggle. Remember, man, she was smaller, man, going up in weight. Bang, bang, boogieing these females. She wasn't a big woman who was melting all the way down and then finally got up to a weight where she was comfortable where she should be. No. She's a much smaller fighter who bubbled up and was giving people the business. And I'm going to tell you what, most fighters protect one division. Serrano conquered many. That's not resume padding. That's historical behavior. And she didn't go into fights with females that had no chance on winning, that didn't have the experience that she had, and then brag about it. Amanda Serrano really put the work in against quality opponents. Now, this whole thing about people saying, well, who the hell is Reina Téllez? I mean, I get it. But I'll tell you, the Reina Téllez fight matters. She represents something very specific in Serrano's career. A huge challenger, a hungry challenger, a different rhythm and look. A fight where Serrano's expected to dominate, but she still got to deliver because, you get there with these hungry opponents, things can go left. Good example is what's about to happen here with Clarissa Shields and Franchon Cruz's earn. I really think Franchon Cruz's earn, she has more than 2 weeks to prepare for the fight. I think she's hungrier than ever. And I think Clarissa Shields has all the distractions in the world. But you still got to favor Clarissa Shields because she's been perfect and unpredictable. But you just never know when someone is going to get that scalp. So just like we expect Serrano to dominate, she must still deliver. Clarissa Shields expected to win that fight, but she got to deliver. But I got more faith in Serrano than Clarissa right now, only because Clarissa seems to have a lot of distractions. But she may thrive in chaos. The difference is, Serrano, she ain't got time for the chaos. She like to be cool as a cucumber, and that's where she thrives, controlling her composure outside the ring and inside the ring. But these are the type of fights that are going to test focus, not just skill, reveal discipline, not just talent, separate champions from legends. She is a legend. Great fighters don't just win these fights, they make statements in them. When Serrano's in a fight, she's looking to make a statement. And she normally does. You may say, all right, well, what do you mean? What's this talk about making statements? Look, man, styles make fights. Okay? Styles make fights. And when you look at Amanda Serrano, she's always making a statement because of her style. High punch output, southpaw pressure, willingness to fight inside, comfort in chaos, doesn't mind a boxing match or a mashup crasher. She is going to give you the type of fighting style that's going to make a statement. You know, she doesn't wait for perfection. She will overwhelm her opponent. She, no kidding, is a pit bull inside that ring. And when she gets in against an opponent like Téllez, Serrano's advantages include, look, she's got the experience at the higher speeds, at the higher levels, champion level pacing, proven ability to break opponents down mentally, and proven ability, man, to survive those anxious moments and persevere and find a way to win. And that's why I think when you look at it, this really boils down to ring IQ and experience more than just raw power. And Serrano has all the above, but it really going to boil down to ring IQ and experience. So this fight, to me, I still think it's not really about the risk. I think it's about legacy. At this point, Serrano has little to gain and everything to protect. Any fight she gets in, she has everything to protect. That's the point she's reached. She is a legend. You know what I'm saying? She is a legend. And that's why the fight matters. Because legends aren't judged only by the biggest wins, the toughest opponents. That's not how that works. They're judged by how long they stayed elite, which she's been elite her whole career. How consistently they dominated, she's dominated her whole career. How seriously they treated every opponent, she's treated everyone seriously. How much she respects the opponent in and out the ring, and how they carry themselves and respect themselves and display true champion characteristics and traits. That's Amanda Serrano. The fight's about maintaining the standards that the legend has established. Now, this whole conversation about the greatest woman of all time, Serrano versus everyone. Let me just say this, right? Because everybody's going to have an opinion. Because it's all self-proclaimed. None of that shit is a fact. Just an opinion and a conversation. Now, why Amanda Serrano belongs in that greatest woman of all time debate? Multi-division championships, longevity across eras, willingness to fight anyone, consistent activity, elite conditioning, no ducking, no protection, right attitude, respect. Unlike some fighters, she didn't rely on mystique. She didn't avoid risk. She didn't stay comfortable. She took the hardest road repeatedly. And that's why when a lot of people talk about Amanda Serrano, they say, you know what, there is no comparison. She is the greatest woman of all time. Now, you may agree, you may not agree. I'm just telling you, after I went out here, man, and did my little poll, based on my sample size, that's what I came up with. You know what? She may be the real GWOAT, man. I mean, just being honest with you, she may, no kidding, be the real GWOAT. You see, when people debate greatness, they often focus on the undefeated record. Oh, the undefeated record is a crown jewel. Oh, I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated. Take a loss, what's going to happen then? Because by some people's philosophy, you take a loss. Yeah, bomb, I broke bomb. Tell you something, man. People start debating greatness, they do talk about undefeated records, marketability, one dominant division. But Serrano's greatness lies in range. Range, man. Range of weight classes, range of styles faced, range of moments she delivered under pressure, range of being in 50-50 fights where no one's sure who's going to win. She is one of the few who have gone into fights where fans were like, man, we don't know who's going to win. So she didn't just go in there in easy fights to win a bunch of titles in different divisions just to come and say, hey, look at me, everyone, look at me. I went up a couple weight divisions and I got titles and I'm this and I'm that and I'm this. Who'd you do it against? Who'd you do it against? Why didn't you go down in weight like Serrano did? You got to go down and up. So she didn't just win titles, man. She expanded what was possible for women in boxing. And that's why I think when you listen to some of the fight fans and boxing historians, they say that shit matters. Historically, what Amanda Serrano did, it matters. She expanded what was possible for women in boxing. Who else has done that? Layla Ali, Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor. But who else has really done that with respect, with class, with poise? There's some trying to do it now, They're trying to own it. But really, who's really put that work in? But it does, I am curious to see at this point in her career, after the Katie Taylor fights. Look, her and Katie Taylor took a pound of flesh out of each other. Those were not easy fights for either one of them. So what a strong performance does for her career, if Serrano dominates, her legacy strengthens, the GWOAT argument becomes harder to dismiss, and younger fighters are compared to her, not alongside her. If she struggles to raise age, let me tell you something. If she struggles, I think it's going to raise some questions about her age and her mileage. You know what I mean? Maybe time to hang him up because we all know Father Time's undefeated. And if she struggles, it will fuel a debate. Won't erase what she's done, but it'll fuel a debate. But either way, this fight contributes to history. So at the end of the day, Amanda Serrano doesn't need no damn approval. You know what I mean? She already has the stamp of approval by the whole boxing world and boxing fans, even casuals. She doesn't need hype. She doesn't need protection. She needs time to finish writing history, which she looks to do this Friday. And fights like this, even when underestimated, are the chapters that turn a great career into an untouchable one. And I just think Amanda Serrano has had a great career, and she's just traveled a quiet path to become, arguably, according to many, the greatest woman boxer of all time. Y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans all 7 continents. I may go live for that card. There's a lot of fights on that damn card, boy. I'm gonna be fishing them. I'm going up to the ocean, so depending on what time I get back, I probably won't be back till late. Anyway, y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.